Alright everyone, and welcome back to my Nier Automata very hard guided walkthrough. In this episode we're back in the flooded city, this time to do the stuff we're actually supposed to do in this area. So to be specific, we are going to go through a very lengthy flying section with not too many checkpoints, and it's a one-hit kill bullet hell. Unfortunately, these flying sections are a bit hard to give very specific advice on. As I said back in episode 1, those parts basically just boil down to reaction time and the ability to remain focused amidst complete chaos. But I will try to be as helpful as I can. But first we need to clear the area of all enemies. And these machines are a bit tougher than most of which we have faced before, because the vast majority of them have ranged attacks. By the way, if you're looking to upgrade your pod, then this is the place where pure water can be found. So if you simply keep reloading the area, you can keep farming until you have enough.
The bedrock here was bombed out in the last war. Looks like the whole city is starting to sink as a result.
Now I mentioned in the previous episode that I've done a melee only playthrough before, which includes the flying sections. So that means only using the spinning energy sword attack or whatever you want to call it. So that was quite a nightmare. And flying enemies like these can be tough as well that way. For example, I would stand on the wreckage of this bus here, so I could easily reach them or use the Mirage program, as you could see me do just now. But a playthrough like that does give you a new appreciation of the combat system in this game. Anyway, let's discuss a relevant mechanic for the upcoming section, namely the fact that you lose your chips when you die and that you cannot retrieve them when you die in the air. Remember the two Goliaths back in part 4? Now here's the thing, I don't even know what happens to your chips when you die in the upcoming flying section. Obviously you can't retrieve them, but I'm not going to risk losing them, so it might not be necessary, but I'm going to unequip my chips before entering the flight unit. I'm not going to take any chances. Now, in general, this whole mechanic of losing your chips, I don't like that mechanic, and I don't think it actually makes any sense. In fact, that's a common opinion I hear from others as well. I don't mind losing money or experience points like in Souls games. Basically, the dying mechanic here is very similar. But imagine that in a Souls game that you would also lose your upgraded weapon if you can't retrieve your bloodstain. That would be kind of ridiculous, but that's not that different from losing your chips in this game. They are simply too valuable to lose from a simple mistake. Moreover, retrieving your body means going through a lengthy animation during which you cannot move, but you can get hit and die. Meaning, goodbye chips that you've worked so hard for. But what's even more absurd, and something I have no problem abusing, is the fact that this game doesn't autosave. Meaning that if you simply reload your game, you have the chips back anyway. So how on earth does that make sense from a design point of view? You put in a punishment for dying, but also a way to completely negate that punishment? Then what's the point of the mechanic? Why not simply make the punishment less severe and then include an autosave function? You know, like in a Souls game. That clearly works, but this doesn't. And before you say that it at least makes sense within the game world itself, that's not exactly true either. Sure, I understand the notion that you literally have to retrieve your old body because you got a new one after you die. But if you follow that logic through, then you would have to lose everything, including your weapons and items. Moreover, the transporters are explained in-game to work by only transporting your consciousness data to bodies stored within the other transporter units. So you literally exchange bodies when you use them. But if you then say that I shouldn't take it so literally, because then from a game mechanical point of view it wouldn't make sense anymore, then yes, exactly, like the whole concept of losing your chips doesn't make sense from that perspective. It's a bad mechanic, plain and simple. Not because punishing the player for dying is bad, but punishing the player in this specific way is bad design. So all in all, I'm not taking any chances. I'm simply going to unequip my chips, just to be sure.
I think that's the last of the machines.
2B, 9S, come in.
Commander?
Emergency orders incoming. The carrier ship that was set to resupply has come under attack. It's currently being engaged by a swarm of machines. I've asked all Yorha troops in the city ruins for assistance, and I'll need you to provide backup as well. I'm sending flight units and coordinates now. Good luck. Out.
You see? Total slave driver. Whoopsh.
If she didn't... others around, what kind of leader would she be?
If you say so.
Alright, I will be largely quiet during this section, but there are a few things here and there that are worth to mention. Also, I wish I knew more about this section's part in the story. All I can say is that the Lost Child, the giant machine we will be fighting later on, has the in-game name of Grun, so another philosopher of course, namely Carl Grun. Again, the connection is not exactly clear, other than that he did play a part in the development of Marxism, and one interesting detail, he was exiled, and his in-game counterpart, this giant machine on the bottom of the sea, was discarded there, or in other words, banished. Now in Route B there is a 9S exclusive cutscene where there is made specific reference to the machine being the child of a mother who abandoned him and that he cried out to her from the bottom of the sea. But again, what is the specific connection? I wish I had a concise answer to that.
Attention, this is Carrier Blue Ridge 2. Requesting support from any friendly units in range. We've come under heavy fire from the enemy. Our escort ship has taken damage and is unable to engage. We're currently resisting with all remaining support fighters, but we can't hold them off for long. I repeat, this is Carrier Blue Ridge 2. We need immediate backup from any available android forces.
Picking up a large-scale enemy inbound. Looks to be 2.8 clicks southwest of us.
Alright, the Goliath flyer. It has one very dangerous attack, namely its giant laser beam, and it's striking you. So basically you need to stay in the middle until it's about to hit you and then move to the side. So if you go to the side too early, there will be no room left to dodge it. But of course you can also do it in reverse and stay in the corner and then move to the other side to dodge it. Other than that, it has homing missiles, but those can be destroyed with machine gun fire, so those aren't very likely to hit you.
aerial unit destroyed. Reverting back to area recon.
Wait, I'm still picking up a large enemy presence.
Didn't I kill that already?
What on... If it's that big, we should be able to see it.
Well, that's new.
Is that a machine?
It's freaking huge.
Alright, now we reached the second checkpoint already. The first one was basically right after the beginning. So checkpoints are not all that bad in this section. However, there's only one checkpoint after this. Meaning that after that, it's quite a long phase that you'll have to go through without making a single mistake. Oh, and I haven't mentioned it yet, but it is a rule I have been going by throughout this entire playthrough. And that's that 9S is on passive. So normally he would be firing as well. But right now he isn't helping out in any way. So it's all up to me. And as I said before, there aren't really any tips or tricks for this. Just keep using your melee attack, fire at anything that moves and, well, get good.
Confirmed. Marking on map. Proposal. Destroy the generator quickly. Data obtained from command.
Go ahead.
The only known record of this machine lifeform is a lone sighting 320 years ago. Upon reaching land, the unit unleashed a devastating electromagnetic wave attack. All resistance fighters in the vicinity were annihilated.
So basically, if this thing reaches land, we're screwed.
Affirmative.
Okay, the first generator. It fires lasers in a straight line, then bullets towards the center, and then lasers that move towards the center. Make sure to focus on one of the turrets. You'll want to be able to deal with one at a time as fast as possible. Once all turrets are destroyed, the center unit can do several attacks. So you might want to get close to do extra damage with your melee attacks, but keep in mind that that entails not being able to see the attacks coming. Remember what I said about my melee only playthrough, including the flight sections? Yeah, this was a fucking nightmare.
Electromagnetic interference eliminated. Preparing for satellite laser strike.
Oh, come on! It's got an electromagnetic barrier over its whole body?
Having trouble over there?
Are you Yorha?
Hunter Squadron deploying out of North 12C Defense HQ. I'm the commanding officer, 4B. Don't worry, we'll take it from here.
B, Let's leave this area to the reinforcements. I have an idea. You and I should meet up at the spot I just marked.
We've got mortars lining the shoreline here. All the EMP shielding in the world won't help against close-range mortar fire.
Got it.
I'll help aim.
This thing's armor is too thick. We need more firepower.
2B, let's try for a more direct approach.
Direct? Oh, right.
That's right. Lay down some fire in its stupid mouth.
Okay then, we have now reached the final checkpoint, but there is still a long way to go.
We gotta bail, 2B. This is bad.
Are you all right, 2B? That enormous machine is an ancient weapon. It was designed to help annihilate the androids, but it wound up going out of control. I was part of the machine's network when it happened, so I remember it. The moment it reached land, it went berserk and began attacking everything in sight. No one could figure out how to stop it. They eventually marooned it deep in the ocean, but it seems to be searching for a way back. Huh.
Hey, 2B, I think I have another idea. You keep that thing right where it is, okay?
What?
Please, 2B, this is gonna work.
S is leaving the front lines. Proposal: 9S should be reported to command as a deserter.
No! He has a plan. Just hold on.
I'm going to see if we can use those missiles back on the shore. But I need you to destroy the EMP unit on that thing's back. Otherwise, they're just going to go off course.
On.
Okay, the second generator is very similar to the first one. The main difference is the perspective, but that won't cause you any problems. Unfortunately for the final generator, the perspective affects the control, so that one is really awkward to control. Now getting hit by his arm here is scripted, so that's unavoidable and obviously doesn't kill you. However, he is going to swipe again, and I'm actually not sure whether that can hit you. So when he does it again, I would just not take any chances and stay out of the upper right side of the screen. Okay, here the perspective kinda screws you over, because it fucks with the controls, so be very careful how you move. You basically have to move diagonally, especially when the two lasers cross. The safe area is very small, so you have to be very precise. Okay, when the center unit remains, it can do several different attacks. The worst are these squares, because it looks like you can fly through them. Well, you clearly cannot do that. Then why are they shaped that way? Yeah, remember when I said that it was the final checkpoint? Well, that was all the way back when Pascal joined, so that's several minutes of bullet hell and the previous generator that you need to go through all over again. Fortunately, this time it does bullets rather than the squares. That's the end of this flight section. So please like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you back in the next episode.
Signal lost.
Organize a search and rescue party for the missing Yorha members at once.
2B. 9S. Don't die on me.